Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is a no-nonsense guide to build and upgrade every single elemental sword in Citadelle Day More. And I'll also show you how to use those elemental swords to open up the incantations for each element on the map, so you have all the swords and all the incantations. The first thing you need to do is open the map to Pack-a-Punch. You can do that by following the orange marker on the side of your screen, opening the doors, turning the cannon so it's facing the castle, firing the cannon into the castle doors, and then buying a couple more doors to this room with this box in it, shooting the locks to open it up, killing the ghast that's inside, and then taking the red crystal and putting it inside the portal here. That will spawn in the Pack-a-Punch machine, and you can then follow where I'm running in the gameplay here, and if you go in this little back nook area, you can hold square on this little wooden door, and a window will pop open, and you'll see Dr. Craft inside. Now, you can listen to Dr. Craft yap if you want, but the next thing that we actually need to do is to get to round 10. On round 10, you're going to see these knight zombies spawn in who have a knight's helmet on their heads, and you need to take those zombies down, and when you do so, you'll get a stamp part on the floor which you can pick up. When you get the first one of these, you can go over to one of the 4 statues in this room here and hold square on it to deposit the stamp and get yourself a sword. But I'm going to explain these in a particular order, so I'm going to suggest that the first one you do is this lion statue. And you can tell which statue is which 2 ways. Number 1, you can look at the chest plate of the statue, and all of them but the raven have the insignia on the chest, and the raven is just a little raven on its shoulder. But also, once you've grabbed a sword, you can look at the name that it gives you, and if you don't know what the name is, you can just put your sword away and then pull it back out again, and it will show you what the name of the sword is. So you know, oh, okay, I know which sword I'm holding, I can move on with my game. So we're going to do lion sword first. Once you've grabbed the lion sword, take a look up at this crystal here and shoot it from where I'm standing in the game here, and then you just need to copy my location where I'm standing and keep shooting the crystals as I'm doing in my game. And I think the trick to make this work pretty consistently is to sort of stand where the beam is pointing and then shoot back at the crystal from there. So that was the first crystal, like I just said. Then that's the second crystal just there. Then I'm gonna stand under the beam once again and shoot this next crystal. That's gonna reflect into the room here. Gonna stand under the beam, shoot the crystal again. It's not gonna go where I need it to go, so I'm gonna shoot it one more time, and that's gonna line it up once more. And then again, stand under the beam, shoot the crystal, and that will redirect it back to this little statue. Hold square on it, and you'll grab yourself the amulet, and you can then run over here to where this yellow portal will spawn in on the floor and deposit the amulet. And then it's just a soul box where you've got to get a bunch of kills. I think it's about 15 to 20 kills. And once that is completed, the circle will disappear and this chest will start glowing yellow. Now, to open that chest, we need to complete another light or lion sword objective. So if you go to the next round here, while you've got the lion sword, you're going to see that there are parasites which spawn in, which have a yellow glow on them. You need to come over where I'm standing in the gameplay here and melee one of those glowing yellow parasites with your lion sword. And that's going to cause the lion sword to start glowing yellow. And you just then need to melee this door, as you can see here, and that's going to deposit this little symbol on the door. And you just need to repeat this 3 more times. So go back to one of those yellow glowing parasites, kill it with the lion sword, and then bring the yellow charge to the door and redeposit it, and then repeat. Now, if you don't have any yellow glowing parasites, you need to go to the next round, and that will spawn more yellow glowing parasites in. Once you've done this 4 times, you'll have 4 symbols on the door. You can then hold square on the door, and it will put you inside this little chamber. In there, you need to run up to this podium and deposit the lion sword by pulling it out and holding square. And then look down at the podium, and it's going to have a symbol lit up on top of it. You need to shoot the corresponding symbol on the ceiling that it's showing you lit up, and then the symbol on the podium is going to switch to number 2. You need to shoot that symbol. Now, as you're doing this, the symbols that you're shooting are going to move around a little bit, so you might need to take a couple of shots to make sure that you hit it. But once you do all 4 symbols here, you'll then be able to grab the lion sword back out from the podium, and it will spit you back out of that little room, and you'll have the lion sword. You can then come back over to that gold chest that we opened up before, and you can hit it with the lion sword to open that up and unlock your light incantations. Next, if you've already got another stamp, you can go over and exchange the stamp with the dragon statue to get the fire dragon sword. But if you don't have a stamp yet, that means you need to go to the next round and look for a zombie with the helm on once again, and then take it out, grab the stamp from it, and then go and exchange it. Once you've picked up the dragon sword, come over to this dragon statue up the stairs from the juggernog machine in the middle of the castle and deposit the sword. Then run onto this part of the battlements here, and you'll see that there is a little grate with fire inside. Hold square on that, and then you'll start taking damage, but you just need to run really quickly over to the dragon statue and hold square to deposit the sort of fire energy that you have, and that will be one of 3 of these completed. Now, that particular one you can do without any special tricks. You can just run all the way there and you won't die. It's fine. But this next one that we're going to do here on the left side of the spawn area is going to kill you if you don't do this little trick that we're going to do. So look out for the purple-eyed zombies as you're running, and while you're taking damage, which melee one of the purple-eyed zombies, and that's going to instantly kill it, and all your health is going to come back. Then keep on moving back towards the dragon statue, and again, if your health gets too low, just kill a purple-eyed zombie, and that will reset your health to full, and you can then run all the way to the dragon statue and hold square on it to deposit your fire energy once again. Then we're just going to repeat this one more time. This time we're going to go from inside the spawn area. There's another one of the fire grates, and you need to run on the right side of the map this time. So run out on the right-hand side, meleeing the purple-eyed zombies to get your health back as you go, and then deposit the fire inside the dragon statue. It will breathe fire, and after a few seconds, you'll be able to grab the fire sword. Then take the fire sword out onto the castle battlements, and you've got two options here. You can either use the fire sword itself for this, or you can use Molotovs. So for the first one, I'll show you how to do it with Molotovs. Come over to this part of the castle ramparts and throw your Molotov at this little pile of wood, and that's going to ignite it if you hit it correctly, and it will spew out a bunch of zombies that you can then take down, and I recommend taking those down with the fire sword. And once you get a bunch of kills with the fire sword, you're going to have your fire special ability charged up, and you can activate it by pressing both your triggers at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do here to activate the second pile of wood. Both those triggers at the same time, hit the wood with the fireballs, and it'll spawn in more zombies. And then this third one, I'm going to show you with a Molotov once again, but you're absolutely welcome to do this with the fire charged attack like I just showed you. You're going to stand where I'm standing and throw the Molotov as I'm doing, and that's going to light up your third bonfire. That will spawn in some more zombies, and it will also, on the third one, spawn in this ghast. And once you take the ghast out with your fire sword, you'll get yourself an Ankh item which you can pick up. You then need to just drop down off the ramparts here and go deposit your Ankh inside this yellow symbol that will light up. And then once again, it's just a soul box, get a bunch of kills here. And once that's finished charging, you'll see that the Ankh disappears and a chest will appear in its place, which you can melee with the fire sword to unlock fire incantations. Next, we're going to do the Stag or lightning sword. So once again, if you don't have a stamp, you need to kill the helm zombies to get a stamp, and then you need to give it to the Stag statue to get yourself the Stag sword. Then for the first Stag or lightning part, one of the zombies, after you activate Pack Punch and you talk to Craft, is going to have a lightning rod on it, usually an armored zombie, and usually one that spawns near quick revive typically, and you're going to need to kill that zombie and then pick up the lightning rod that it drops. This will stay on the ground if you don't pick it up, so if you're not sure where it is and you're like, hold on, did I kill the lightning rod zombie? Just go back to where you were killing zombies earlier in your match and look around on the floor, and you should be able to find the lightning rod. The second lightning rod can be found next to the Deadshot Daiquiri machine, so that's on the path from the left side of spawn. You go up the hill there, and it's just resting to the side of the perk. And then the third lightning rod is a little bit more complex. So for this, we need to get ourselves a dead wire. So go over to one of the arsenal machines on the map. I'm going to use this one just here and grab dead wire, and then come over to where I'm showing you in the gameplay just here and shoot this electrical box. Now, if you don't know where I'm standing here, it's quite near to the door that we used for the lion sword a moment ago. But yeah, shoot the electrical box with your dead wire weapon, and it will cause a spark to travel up it, and then you'll see the lightning rod drop out onto the floor. Then head up onto the castle ramparts and place all 3 lightning rods inside this vase. It will start a little storm sequence, and purple-eyed zombies will begin to spawn in. You need to kill maybe 6 to 7 purple-eyed zombies with your lightning sword, and when you do that, you're then going to see that your lightning sword gets charged up. You then need to run over to the vase, and if you melee it like I'm doing here, you'll see that I kind of hit the lightning rod, and it caused me to get shocked by lightning, and that deposited my lightning into the vase and charged up one of the rods. Now, there is a chance that it just doesn't work for you in your game, and you need to kill more zombies here. I had it where I had to do this 5 times in a row, and 3 out of the 5 worked. So if you do it and you don't get the shock animation, then just keep killing the purple zombies with your lightning sword, and you'll get electrocuted again, and then you can melee the vase again. And when you've done it for the 3rd and final time, you'll see the vase will stop spinning. This is a sign that it is ready for you to place your lightning sword inside, so do that and then run back over to it, and you'll be able to grab your charged lightning sword. Next, you need to come back to where we were just a moment ago with Deadshot Daiquiri and grab yourself this little horseshoe, shoot it from its position on the roof there, and then hold square when it's on the ground to pick it up, and then come up to the cannon here, go to the front of the cannon and hold square to fire yourself out from in front of the cannon. When you do this successfully, you'll see that the horseshoe actually causes a little storm to appear over this building, and the horseshoe will be charged on the ground in front of it, and you can then pick that charged horseshoe up. However, if it's not there for you in your game, it could be on the other side, so look in the sky for where that storm spawns in, and the horseshoe will drop out just in front of it. Then come back to the spawn area of the map and hold square over the yellow insignia once again to deposit the horseshoe, and then fill the soul box with souls. And once you've got enough kills, the soul box will be done, and you'll be able to melee the chest that spawns with the lightning sword, and that will unlock your lightning incantations. Fourth and finally is the Raven. So we're going to go over to the Raven sword and exchange a stamp for the Raven sword. And then once you've grabbed it, you need to come into the alchemical lab that I'm in here and look around for a part. Now, there are several part locations, but you'll only have one of these in your game. So I'm going to show you as many as I can now. The first possible one is a horn, which is on this shelf here at kind of head height. So run over to it, pick it up if you do have it in your game, but if not, then we'll move on. The next possible part is a jawbone that's on the opposite side of the room. Third, if you come over to this corner of the room, you might have a kind of rock looking thing, which is actually a fish fossil. So grab that if you've got it in your game. And the next possible one is a scorpion fossil, and that one is on the table just here, as you can see. So grab that if you've got it in your game. Finally, you might have a pair of bird heads, and that can be on this shelf just here. That's part number 5, or part spawn number 5. If you've checked all 5 of those locations and you still don't have any part, check the description of this video and I'll have any extra locations I've missed listed down there. Once you've grabbed your part from that room, run back towards the spawn area of the map, and underneath the bar, you can find this room here with this metal grate on the wall. And if you hold square on that, you'll be able to deposit your item in the center. You can then insert the Raven sword into the little slot, and once you've done that, you can hold square once again, and it will allow you to start moving the inner and outer rings here. Now, depending on what item you have in your game, it's going to change which combination you need to enter into the rings. So to make life easy for you, I've just pasted all of the different code combinations on the screen here, and so you just need to look at which item you've got in your game and then copy the corresponding inner and outer ring that I've got for that item on the screen. And once again, if you picked up a different item originally, the code for that is going to be listed in the description down below. With your code successfully entered, you'll see a small purple portal open in the floor, and you just need to stand kind of behind it, and purple balls will start spawning out of the rings that we were just using, and they'll flow into the purple portal. But if you run to a different area of the map, the purple balls are going to follow you, so just make sure that you're standing around where those purple portals are. Drag 3 purple balls into the purple portal, and that will close the portal, and it will move to a new location. The next one is in the bar itself, so stand near the purple portal, and you'll kind of drag those purple balls into the purple portal. And once you've dragged 3 or 4 of your purple balls into the hole, that portal will close, and you'll have a third portal just up the steps here by the pool table. So drag your purple balls into the hole once more, and after 3 or 4 of those, you'll see that the hole closes. And if your hole's closed, that's great news, because that means you can just follow the balls down to the rings again and hold square on it, and you'll deposit your sword into the little portal that forms here, and then you can pick your sword back up and you'll have your Raven sword. Next, come back over to the direction of the pack-a-punch machine, and just behind the pack, you're going to see that there's a little sewer access point. This is a cave slide. Pull out a bullet weapon and use the cave slide, and while you're doing so, at the end of it, you're going to see a Raven sitting on this little corner piece here, and you need to shoot the Raven to startle it and make it leave the sewer. Then you'll see the Raven flying around in the air, and you need to shoot the Raven like I've just done, and when you do so successfully, it will go up in a puff of purple smoke, and it will drop a purple talon, which you can run over and pick up. Then come to this water room, which is on the right-hand side when you're entering the castle underground area, and place your talon on the yellow symbol, and then it's a soul box just like before. Get about 20 kills, that will fill the soul box up, and then it will spawn in a chest, which you can melee with the Raven sword, and that will unlock the purple dark incantation. So that's all 4 swords and all 4 incantations. If you want to do the main quest Easter egg now, you really don't have a lot of steps left to go, so I've linked my full main quest guide on screen right now. Click through to it, you may as well finish the egg off, and I'll see you there.